the crucifixion and resurrection, Jesus prays while his disciples sleep. The sound of approaching footsteps echoes in the stillness. In the quiet darkness of Gethsemane, Jesus prays, his soul burdened with sorrow.
Father, if it is possible, let this cup pass from me. Yet not my will, but yours be done.
Judas enters, leading a group of soldiers and temple guards, torches flickering. He steps toward Jesus.
Greetings, Rabbi.
He kisses Jesus on the cheek. Jesus looked at Judas with sadness and said,
Judas, do you betray the Son of Man with a kiss?
Soldiers seize Jesus. Peter jumps up, drawing his sword and striking a guard. Jesus said firmly,
Put your sword away. Those who live by the sword will die by the sword. Shall I not drink the cup the Father has given me?
Peter hesitates. Jesus touches the wounded guard's ear, healing him. The soldiers, amazed, bind Jesus and lead him away as the disciples scatter. Before the Sanhedrin, Jesus stands calmly as the council interrogates him. At the Sanhedrin, false witnesses were brought to accuse Jesus. High press retorted,
Are you the Christ, the Son of God?
Jesus calmly replied,
I am. And you will see the Son of Man sitting at the right hand of power and coming on the clouds of heaven.
The council gasps. The high priest tears his robe in outrage. High priest shouting,
Blasphemy. He deserves death.
Outside, Peter sits by a fire. A servant girl approached and pointed at Peter.
You were with Jesus. Peter shaking his head, nervous.
I don't know him.
A rooster crows. Peter realizes his betrayal and weeps bitterly. Jesus stands before the Roman governor. The crowd shouts angrily. The Roman governor, Pontius Pilate, studying Jesus, asks,
Are you the king of the Jews?
Jesus said.
You say so.
Pilate told the crowd.
I find no fault in him.
The crowd chanted, Crucify him! Crucify him! Pilate sighs and washes his hands in a basin. Pilate said,
I am innocent of this man's blood. See to it yourselves.
Jesus carries his cross to Golgotha, the place of the skull. Jesus stumbles. Soldiers grab a man from the crowd. A soldier pointed to Simon of Cyrene and said,
You carry his cross.
Women weeping and crying out,
Lord, have mercy.
Jesus turning to them.
Do not weep for me, but for yourselves and your children.
At Golgotha, the Roman soldiers nailed Jesus to the cross. Jesus is crucified between two criminals. The sky darkens. Jesus said while looking at the soldiers,
Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they do.
The first thief said,
If you are the Christ, save yourself and us.
The second thief replied,
We are guilty, but he has done no wrong. Lord, remember me when you come into your kingdom.
Jesus said with kindness.
Today, you will be with me in paradise.
The sky darkens even more. Jesus cries out,
My God, why have you forsaken me?
Moments later, he takes his final breath. Jesus whispers,
It is finished.
A great earthquake shakes the land, and the temple veil tears in two. Joseph of Arimathea wraps Jesus' body and places it inside a garden tomb. Jesus is laid in a tomb, and a large stone seals the entrance. At dawn, women arrive at the tomb, but the stone is rolled away. Mary Magdalene finds the tomb empty. A radiant angel, smiling, said,
Do not be afraid. He is not here. He has risen.
Mary and the women run to tell the disciples. Mary weeps outside the tomb. Jesus appeared and said,
Woman, why are you weeping?
Mary gasps.
Rabboni.
Jesus walks with two disciples, explaining the scriptures. One of the disciples said in awe,
Were not our hearts burning within us?
Jesus appears to the disciples in a locked room. Jesus smiling said,
Peace be with you.
Jesus said to his disciples,
Go and make disciples of all nations. I am with you always, to the end of the age.